Bitcoin attains a new peak driven by substantial investment from major U.S. finance firms and the green light for spot Bitcoin ETFs by U.S. regulators. The influx of institutional investors and available investment products linked to Bitcoin's value is pivotal to its recent surge, despite experts urging caution due to its inherent volatility. The upcoming halving events in April adds uncertainty. In parallel, Binance, a leading global crypto exchange, discontinues services involving the Nigerian naira amid regulatory dispute with the Nigerian government. Accusations of Forex market manipulation and illicit fund movement reflecting the ongoing challenges in the crypto regulatory landscape. And to talk about this, I'm joined live on the news by Sheon Dania, CEO Trade Father. Good morning. Glad to have you join me, Sheon.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
So for the benefit of our audience, what are Bitcoin exchange traded funds, and why did U.S. regulators permitted them?
Yeah, so the Bitcoin ETFs are, significant development in the world of cryptocurrency. So essentially, a Bitcoin ETF is a fund that tracks the price of Bitcoin, allowing investors to be able to buy into the ETFs without going through the process of trading Bitcoin itself. So this means that investors can potentially profit from the price movement of Bitcoin without owning actual Bitcoins. So the reasons why the U.S. regulators, notably the Security and Exchange Commission, will permit Bitcoin ETFs is primarily because they need to offer a regulated, more secure and accessible way of institutional and retail investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin. I think they understand that there's a growing interest, for investments in cryptocurrencies, and permitting ETFs is sort of like their way of bridging between traditional finance markets and the world of digital currencies.
Well, data shows us there is organic interest among Nigerians for the trade and transactions around Bitcoin and also cryptocurrency. How can Nigerians continue trading on such platforms without breaking the law?
Of course, Nigerians has always been interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies from Nigeria, since the inception of Bitcoin. So for Nigerians to continue trading and transacting in cryptocurrencies without breaking the law is very important for everyone to stay informed about the country's regulatory stance and comply with the existing financial regulations. So this might include, of course, as recently known, CBN has probably the federal government has banned access to some cryptocurrency exchanges. So basically, we should just look out for, regulations, go with what the law permits, ensure that we're only trading on the approved or licensed exchanges, as it were, ensuring that, all the transactions are also conducted transparently and, within the bounds of the traditional finance laws.
Talking about regulations, Sheon, do you have any updates whatsoever from Nigeria Securities and Exchange Commission in terms of regulation for cryptocurrency exchanges?
Oh, yes. The Security and Exchange Commission had actually put out a regulatory framework for virtual asset service providers in 2022. However, there were some, still some amendments that needed to be made. But I know that right now they are revamping that framework, working hand in hand with all other government agencies, I think Ministry of Finance, the Central Bank, on how to properly regulate this cryptocurrency landscape, and it's important for both the users and operators of exchanges to stay abreast of any of all these updates. They haven't given a particular timeline as to when the licenses or the license regime will start or when people can start applying. But, we're all just, putting our ears on ground, also working to engage with the government regulators, to put in our own, lend our expertise wherever needed.
Let's talk a bit about the e-naira. I mean, what's the current state of that initiative in terms of adoption?
The e-naira, at some point gained some level of traction. It's the Nigeria digital currency, so to say, and it was launched by the central bank as part of its efforts to digitize the naira and foster more inclusive and bigger financial system. However, the state of adoption is still low, but I know that the central bank is actually putting in some work to ensure that they partner with other organizations, financial institutions to increase the adoption. I know there was a period in time when the CBN actually made some directives to the IMTOs, whereby when people do their remittances from offshore, the payments are made in naira. So I'm sure on some platforms you probably might have been noticing that you have that now. But however, I mean, the CBN is definitely working on promoting the naira, making it more accessible. And I think they've also taken the initiative to engage with stakeholders, understand how this naira digital currency can actually go beyond the private blockchain that they have, and increase the adoption across the country. But I think it's still very much, it's a lot of work in progress.
Well, thank you so much for your insight on the news. Sheung Denia, CEO Trade Father. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good day.